Greetings from lulu.com/astrology. We have just demonstrated the path of the ascendant, marked with an A, meaning east, the daily path. Also another demonstration dealt with the precession of the ascendant. So you can have Lepus ascending Draco, Dorado or Tucana in your chart if you're old enough. If you're sort of a normal human being, then you can choose between 16 ascendants. If you practice sort of longevity, then perhaps you might have Lepus ascending, or let us assume that you had Draco ascending in your past reptilian reincarnation. Speaking about reptilian astrology, of course. What remains to be said? There is still some research to do, as there are very little specialists in the field. Zodiac was unknown for about 5,000 years or more. It was an unknown subject. There was no research. There was absolutely no research. Even nowadays, if you ask, does Pluto enter Leo Minor? So, does it? Say, we don't know. Try and see for yourself. We don't know. So, does Pluto enter a certain constellation like Canis Minor or not? Who will answer? Either you have to work with mathematical models. There are quite there are not very much people on this planet able to do this. One expert is in Netherlands, actually the only expert. Sorry. So it was not so easy. We said 20 minutes. Yeah, the first scan 20 minutes for the ascendants, a little more for Zodiac. At the time we had Pluto in the Zodiac, and then Aries came, which was larger than Pluto. We had 43 constellations that were Zodiacal, 43 Zodiacal constellations. We called it the X-Zodiac. Now the X-Zodiac is historical. Pluto has this P-Zodiac, which is historical. There are many historical zodiacs. Now we have 22 constellations, but it was a rough fight to understand what's going on. Where are the planets really heading? Is the Sun entering Cetus? Is its lower limb entering Orion? We said yes. Basically, the Sun for us travels 15 constellations as defined by the International Astronomy Union. Technically 13, but by forgetting star here, star there, by an inch, less than an inch, by a split hair, it does enter Orion, on which some of my colleagues agree, some don't, and historically it does. And Cetus is important because this is the age of Cetus, third age of Cetus, and basically for us the Sun is in Cetus for spring equinox. Well, it is technically in Pisces, but nearer to a star in Cetus than any star in Pisces. Well, let's say by split hair. So let us assume that it's in Cetus. Why? Because everything enters Cetus. The Moon in Cetus, Mercury in Cetus, Venus in Cetus. There are many examples. So every planet enters Orion. So why not the Sun? We had Moon in Orion. So I don't see any problem. Let's push the sun into right. It's by a split hair that it's divided technically by our own invention, by the astronomical conventions. So the news is that the sun travels 15 constellations. That's quite acceptable for us. We don't know about the community. The International Astronomy Union has this astrological topic on the schedule, but it is rather hard to, through bureaucracy and sisters and briars, it's rather hard to go through. With his two hands, even with a good Masonic push, but let's say let us leave it for the other who come, the child in 700 years, who will surely have a better grip of astrology and astronomy than we do. Now, where do we extend from here? We have 22 zodiacal constellations, 16 ascendants on this planet. We are obviously heading toward other planets, so our system, the Cartesian house system, works perfectly on Quenya, spacecraft, Eros, Phobos, Mars, galaxies, and who knows, comets, whatever. So we have developed a system that perfectly matches our development towards the age of Aquarius in, say, 650 years from now, approximately. Some will agree, some won't. So let's put 700 like in 7 generations, let's say. So the age of Aquarius is approaching, because somebody thinks that the age of Aquarius already is already here. It's far. It is far from any consideration to assume such a early pre-announcement of such an era. We are in the deep age of Cetus, who in Christianity is the devil, and also in Greek mythology. And we are not in a very good age. Also, our colleagues across the planets, across the oceans, and towards Ceylon and further, have this Kali Yuga. So we are not living in flowery age of Aquarius. Those days, Pluto entered Coma Berenices, and they made a musical, that's all. Alright, one site per day, it's not a bad idea. So, yesterday we gave you one site, today we gave you another. It is Sunday, and we could rest for the rest of the evening. Thank you for listening, and don't forget lulu.com/astrology, lulu.com/astrology, the only place where the academic zodiac dwells, and your real natal position of the planets and ascendant. Don't date the wrong girl.